priest, a rabbi, and a TV evangelist walk into a bar. What do you think happens? Well, I'm not going to tell you that story, but Jesus used this idea of the rule of three to tell a story in Luke chapter 10. But unlike my story, Jesus made the third guy, the Samaritan, we know as the Good Samaritan, the hero in the story. In my story, you would probably dump on the TV evangelist. He'd be the butt of the joke. But in Luke chapter 10, as Jesus is telling the story, what you need to understand is the Samaritan was somebody that was very hated in their culture. Such a difference in religion and culture, and there was a lot of killings, and not to get into too deep in the weeds with that, but he was the last guy you wanted to be the hero. And the Bible says that there was a man that was left for half dead. And so brilliant for Jesus to not say that he was so beaten you couldn't recognize his nationality, his economic status, what kind of religion he was. And the Bible says that a priest came by and went on and didn't help him. Then a Levite came by, went on and didn't help him. But it was the Samaritan that stopped and helped. Now there could be said here. You see a picture of the gospel and us and Jesus and a need for mercy. But what I love in this story is that mercy in somebody's life transcended who, and if you will, define and redefine who their neighbor is and who you are to help. And I love in Jesus' first message on the Sermon on the Mount, the most famous message, I would say, many others would, that Jesus said, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." And the more I got to thinking about this, and maybe it has to do with the age I'm at and the amount of mercy I've received in my life, and thinking about what Christ has done for me on the cross, that I realize I'm in a business, the family business of dealing in mercy. I'm a mercy dealer. You know, it was in James chapter 2, verse 17, when it talks about dealing with one another, especially those within the church. The scriptures say, let mercy triumph over judgment. You know, the more I think about it, I need to be quick to want to pardon and slow to want to bring judgment.